Have you ever woken up tired, even after a full night's sleep? Not physically tired. Not the kind of tiredness that disappears after a cup of coffee. A deeper kind of tired. The kind that sits in your chest before the day even begins. The kind that follows you into work, into conversations, into quiet moments, into bed at night. You keep telling yourself you'll rest when things calm down, when the pressure eases, when the problems are solved, when life finally gets under control. But somehow that day never comes, and maybe you've started wondering something. Why am I always tired? Why does everything feel so heavy? Why does life feel like it's taking more out of me than it used to? What if the answer isn't hidden in your schedule? What if the problem isn't simply that you're doing too much? What if the Bible has already revealed the real reason you're exhausted? And what if the solution is far simpler than you've been led to believe? Because today we're going to uncover a truth that has the power to change the way you carry your entire life. A truth Jesus taught thousands of years ago. A truth most people overlook. And once you see it, you'll understand why your soul feels so drained. Imagine two people walking down the same road. Both face problems. Both have responsibilities. Both have challenges. But one of them walks with peace. The other walks with constant exhaustion. The first person still has burdens, but they seem lighter. The second person feels crushed beneath the weight of everything. What's the difference? The difference isn't the road. It's what they're carrying. One is carrying today's responsibilities. The other is carrying today's responsibilities, tomorrow's worries, next month's fears, and every possible worst-case scenario. One is carrying what belongs to them. The other is carrying what belongs to God. And that changes everything. Before we understand why we're tired, we need to understand something about the people Jesus spoke to. Many of them were exhausted. Not because they lacked faith. Not because they were lazy. Because they were burdened. The religious leaders had turned faith into a weight. Rules. Expectations. Pressure. Performance. People felt like they were carrying a mountain on their backs. And into that world Jesus spoke some of the most comforting words ever recorded. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say, come to me and I'll give you better time management. He didn't say, come to me and I'll help you work harder. He didn't say, come to me and I'll teach you how to carry more. He said something far more radical. I will give you rest. Think about that. Jesus identified something most of us miss. The greatest cause of exhaustion isn't activity. It's burden. You can be busy and still have peace. You can work hard and still feel alive. But when your soul is carrying burdens it was never designed to carry, exhaustion becomes inevitable. Imagine trying to carry a backpack filled with bricks everywhere you go. At first, you manage. You adjust. You compensate. You keep moving. But hour after hour, day after day, week after week, the weight starts taking its toll. Your shoulders ache. Your energy fades. Your joy disappears. Eventually, even simple things feel difficult. This is exactly how many people live. Not with physical bricks, but with emotional ones. The brick of anxiety. The brick of fear. The brick of regret. The brick of control. The brick of trying to please everyone. The brick of trying to hold your entire life together. And the longer you carry them, the more exhausted you become. The strange thing is that many of us don't even realize we're carrying them. We've become so used to the weight that it feels normal. We assume everyone feels this way. We assume exhaustion is just part of being an adult. But the Bible points to something deeper. It points to a hidden source of fatigue. The need to control what only God can control. Think about how much energy worry consumes. It replays conversations. It imagines disasters. It creates problems that don't even exist yet. You lie awake trying to solve tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. You spend today's strength fighting tomorrow's battles, and then you wonder why you're tired. It's because worry is work. Heavy work. And unlike physical work, it never produces anything useful. Jesus asked a simple question. Which of you by worrying can add a single hour to his life? The answer is obvious. None of us can. Yet we keep doing it. We keep carrying responsibilities that were never assigned to us. It's like a passenger trying to steer an airplane from seat 23B. No matter how hard they try, they're carrying a responsibility that was never theirs to begin with. And that creates panic. Because deep down they know they're not equipped for the job. Many of us are doing the same thing with life. We're trying to control every outcome, every relationship, every opportunity, every problem, and the pressure is crushing us. But here's the hidden answer. The Bible teaches that exhaustion often comes from carrying what God asked us to surrender. Psalm 55 says, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and He will sustain you." Notice the word cast. Not manage. Not organize. Not improve. Cast. Release. Let go. Transfer the weight. Because there are burdens that become lighter only when they're handed to God. Imagine trying to hold a 50-kilogram weight above your head. At first, it's manageable, but eventually your muscles begin to shake. Then someone stronger steps in and says, "Give it to me." The wise response isn't to hold on tighter. It's to let go. Yet that's exactly what we do with our worries. God says, "Give it to me." And we say, "I've got it." Then we wonder why we're exhausted. There is another reason we're tired. We're constantly trying to prove ourselves, trying to prove we're successful enough, smart enough, important enough, good enough. Many people spend their entire lives chasing approval. The approval of family, friends, strangers, the world. It's exhausting because the finish line keeps moving. No matter how much you accomplish, it never feels like enough. But the gospel offers something revolutionary. Your worth is not something you achieve, it's something you receive. The moment you understand that, the pressure begins to lift. Because you stop running a race that never ends. You stop trying to earn what God has already freely given. And suddenly your soul can breathe again. So what does this look like practically? How do you stop carrying the weight? First, learn the difference between responsibility and ownership. You are responsible for obedience. God is responsible for outcomes. You can do your best. You cannot control the results. Second, replace worry with prayer. Every anxious thought becomes an invitation. Instead of carrying it alone, hand it over immediately. Turn panic into conversation with God. Third, remember who is carrying you. Isaiah says that even young people grow tired and weary. Even the strongest people eventually run out of strength. But those who wait upon the Lord renew their strength. Not create it. Renew it. Because real strength doesn't come from within you. It comes from God. And this changes everything. When you stop carrying what belongs to God, life begins to feel different. Not perfect. Different. The problems may still exist, but the pressure begins to disappear. The storms may still come, but they no longer own you. The future may still be uncertain, but you're no longer terrified by it, because you're finally traveling lighter. And that's the hidden answer. The Bible doesn't simply teach us how to survive exhaustion. It teaches us how to unload it. The reason you're always tired may not be because you're doing too much. It may be because you're carrying too much. Too much worry. Too much pressure. Too much control. Too much responsibility that was never meant to belong to you. Today, Jesus offers the same invitation he offered thousands of years ago. Come to me, not perform for me. Not impress me. Not prove yourself to me. Come to me, and I will give you rest. So the next time you feel that familiar heaviness, that pressure in your chest, that exhaustion that sleep doesn't seem to fix, pause, take a breath, ask yourself a simple question. What am I carrying that God never asked me to carry? Then do the hardest and most freeing thing you can do. Give it to Him. Because the life you've been trying to hold together was never meant to rest entirely on your shoulders. The moment you finally put that weight down may be the moment your soul discovers what true rest feels like.